This isn't normal. Oh my goodness. So I'm sure many of you guys are aware of this story, but those of you who aren't, what has recently happened in the last few days is that Trump has banned AP, Associated Press, from the press pool in Air Force One and in the Oval Office. Now, this goes back to what I've said about Trump having a soft dictatorship, right? Dictator light. Given the fact that he doesn't have absolute power. But what is really the difference between absolute power and everyone bending the knee in fear of retaliation? What is really, what is really the difference? It seems like a distinction without a difference to me. Because we have the media who's bending the knee. We have his cabinet who weren't hired for their merit, they were hired for their loyalty. And he made this same decision with his last cabinet. And we saw how that happened, okay? He turned on them, they turned on him. We did have January 6th, and the rest is history. The concerning part is not him barring them from, the press pool at Air Force One or the Oval Office. The issue is why. And for those who don't know, given Trump's great temperament, right? He has the best temperament everyone, is that he barred them because they referred to the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of Mexico. Now, for those of you who don't know, Trump has recently, in his stance of lowering grocery prices, okay, making it more affordable for the American people, defending the American people, making America great again, lowering, gas and everything, what he's decided to do is change Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. That is correct. And all of his sycophants, all of his cult following are applauding. Yeah, this is great. Oh my God, this is awesome. Okay. In the meantime, between time, all of his promises, I'm like, okay, how does this help inflation? I don't know how changing Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America fixes inflation. But as we come to see, they didn't care about inflation. That was simply a talking point that they used to attack Biden and then overlapped with Kamala Harris. They don't care. They don't care about progress and change. They don't care at all about that. They don't even care if they die, bro. They don't even care if they die. They'll die for Israel. They'll die for everyone except, anything that has to do with benefiting the American people. Then it becomes socialism and communism.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But that's what he's done. AP was like, nah, we're going to call it the Gulf of Mexico. Trump was like, nah, you need to get the heck out of here. Now, even that, I'll even grant him that. Okay, you bar them because you didn't like what they said, okay? The fact that they called it the Gulf of Mexico, even though you named it the Gulf of America. I'll even go so far, for sake of argument, turn the blind eye to that. Even though, as we know, if Biden had done something like that, hell, if Kamala Harris had even suggested something like that, it would be all hell would break loose. She would be a dictator. She'd be Mussolini. She'd be Hitler. She'd be everyone, okay? That's what they would be doing. They'd be screaming and crying from the mountaintops. But because their cult leader, Trump, has done it, now what they have is they have a cognitive dissonance where they now have to justify his actions. And I think that's the funny part. And the amusing part is seeing their mental gymnastics. Is seeing their mental gymnastics of how to justify anything Trump does. Whether it's the bump stock ban when he did it in his first term and they try to justify that, everything from not building the wall. It's beautiful. But the concerning part is actually the press secretary and the explanation she gives when questioned. Because what she says is absolutely frightening. And it should be alarming even if you are a brain-dead Republican. Even if you are a brain-dead, hypocrite, a conservative, especially nowadays. It should be concerning to you, even though I know it's probably not because you're brain-dead. And that is, she says the reason being is that because they were spreading lies, and that if you spread lies, there are consequences.
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable.
What? Now, to the rest of us, I understand, right? I get that. The problem is, these people aren't like the rest of us. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and IQ's below room temperature. The issue that I have with that is what they define as lies, okay? That's the issue that I have. Because if you ask Trump, He believes that someone saying that he lost the election, that is a lie to him. Do you understand? Do you get where I'm going? That it's his perspective of what is truth and what is a farce, what is fallacy, what is fake. Okay, we even have that when he was talking about fake news. He believes that he won the last election, the election before the one that he actually won, the one where Biden won. He believes that election was stolen. That's what he believes. So what if, a CNN, AP, or, Fox News or anyone else does a report saying that, hey, he didn't win the election in this term? What happens then? Is he going to bar them for saying, hey, that's a lie? I did win that election. The election was stolen and we won this one because it was too big to rig. What happens then? That's where we get into the territory. That's why I'm saying, a dictator light. That's where we get to the point of fascism, because they're trying to portray this as a privilege.
It is a privilege to cover this White House. It's a privilege to be the White House press secretary. And nobody has the right to go into the Oval Office and ask the President of the United States questions. That's an invitation that is given. We reserve the right to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office.
So he could very much, go, everyone is banned except Fox News and people who say nice stuff to me. And we start to see that's who he's surrounded himself with. We look at Elon Musk and his frail freaking ego. Okay? And what he's done. Free speech absolutist, but that's not the case. You say something bad about him or anything he does, he'll ban you. And then come up with a law or reasoning to justify why you got banned. He did that with Laura Loomer. Okay? Removed her monetization, damn near barred her account because he didn't like what she was saying. And then came up with a rule saying, well, you can't say this, and she broke that law, so that's why she got terminated or she got suspended. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with his whole circle, a bunch of egomaniacs. Now, you tell me if you think that's going to end in a positive outcome for this country. Okay? If you do, then I got a bridge to sell you. Okay? I got a bridge to sell you. I'll give you a good discount. I'll give you a good MAGA. That'll be the code for 50% off of this bridge that I'm going to sell you. But for the rest of us, this is clearly problematic. Okay? This is clearly, obviously problematic, banning someone because you didn't like that they say the Gulf of Mexico. All right? That's that thin skin type of temperament that we're dealing with. So I don't, we're not even freaking halfway into the year, bruh. We're still in February, bruh. And this is what we're dealing with. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, Lucas, it's a privilege, okay? It's a privilege. They have no right to be in the Oval Office. They have no right to be in the Air Force One. It's not a violation of the First Amendment. It's a privilege. Remember that. Or I believe, listen, I'm not even going to say that you guys would never argue that if Biden had done something like that, because we both know it's true. You would never say if Biden had barred Fox News from Air Force One and the press pool and the Oval Office, you would never say, well, it's a privilege, okay? Biden has every right to bar them. He has every right. You would never say that, even though Fox News has actually been sued for lying, right? They had to pay Dominion, the biggest lawsuit that ever? A few million or something like that? I can't remember, but this is what we're dealing with. These, like I said, the lineage of evil. Simple as that. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, disagreement day. There'll be a number on screen. You call in and we will duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is this actually soft fascism, or is this, people are just being hyperbolic to attack Trump? And subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable.